Welcome to the Commissioner's Academic Challenge. I want to thank several groups for making this event happen. My name is Paul Reif. I'm the organizer of the Commissioner's Academic Challenge. Special thanks goes out to Ms. Buchanan and her staff of Fort Pierce Central for all the help they did in setting up the auditorium. Mr. Craig Jerome and his staff, who are going to be recording this for WLX-TV. Did I get it right, Ms. Pruitt? The St. Lucie Education Channel. My colleagues from the Office of Teaching and Learning, the mathematics judge, Ms. Leofonte, the science judge, Ms. Lunt, the language arts, humanities, and social studies judge, Ms. Oates, the foreign language judge, Ms. Gutierrez, the timekeeper and substitution specialist, Ms. Bonvie, and our chief scorekeeper, Ms. Pruitt. And last, and certainly not least, our esteemed Chief Communications Officer, who today is going to be our moderator and announcer, Ms. Lydia Martin. The coaches are on stage now. I'd like them each to introduce the members of their team, starting with Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, Dr. Rupert.
Justin McKinney, Chad Atkins, Alberto Lara Mejares, and Matthew Zoll. And down off the stage, we've got Dr. Susan Sennett, who co-coaches with me. We got Lorenzo Gallardo and Casey Scholes.
Thank you. Stephen Maxwell, Treasure Coast High School.
Okay, so starting, we have Austin Sluzmeyer, Gabriel Gonzalez, Harlem Lilly, and Christian Baca. And alternates, we have our Jenny Wynn and Jackson Martin.
Sam Valari, Port St. Lucie High School.
Thank you. Hello from Jaguar Country. All right, we're here, Team 3, Port St. Lucie High School. We have Bianca, Suni, Kevin, and Chris, and Miles. Thank you.
Ren Solinsky, Lincoln Park Academy.
For LPA, we have Bradley Livingston, Callie Zane, Kate Barcelona, Yenin Lin, and alternates Andrea Mathau and Vraj Parikh.
William Britton, St. Lucie West Centennial High School.
Go Eagles. Today we have Valerie, Brandon, Alan, Malachi, and our alternate is Jason.
And last but not least, Ms. Lisa Mead of Fort Pierce Central High School, the host.
Good morning. We have representing us today Angel Rodriguez, Joelle Leclerc, Joshua Villages, and John Westling. Our alternates are Cheyenne Halstead and Haley Belcher.
Thank you very much. I'm going to read the rules briefly, very slowly. These are the most pertinent rules. The district tournament consists of 2 rounds and a 20-question tiebreaker if necessary. Team scores at the end of the competition determine final school placement, which includes ownership of the plaque, and the 6 students from the competing high schools who have earned a position on the St. Lucie Public School team at the 35th Annual State Commissioners Academic Challenge, April 16th through 18th at Disney Yacht Club Resort. Each team has a slammer device that activates a first response. For competitive response questions, only the team member recognized as having activated the slammer first has the opportunity to answer the question. If the question is answered incorrectly, the question is not given to another team or another team member. Any playing member may push the slammer, and only that team member may answer it. Please raise your identification card, and you will be called upon to answer and speak directly into the microphone. In the event two or more team members respond and one is correct and the other is incorrect, the response will be considered incorrect. Once a team gives a response, the answer cannot be changed. A team may request that a question be repeated only if the slammer has not been pushed or if the 1 minute time period has not been announced. If a team member pushes the slammer before the question is read, Ms. Martin will not finish reading the question and will expect the team member to begin responding within 3 seconds. The pass option. You will notice you have a red pass card on your table. This option is implemented when, in the judgment of Ms. Martin, a particular question will go unanswered. At the discretion of Ms. Martin, the team may ask for that particular question. Does any team wish to pass? If all teams elect to pass, the timer will be disengaged, the correct answer will be given, and play will continue. The competition opens with 4 students, and substitutions may take place only during authorized breaks. It is the responsibility of each team's coach to report during the authorized break to Ms. Bonvy the names of the substituted team members. All team members must remain seated during the authorized breaks. Team members may not converse outside their tables during the challenges or unscheduled breaks during the competition. Good luck, and let the competition begin. Mr. Martin, good luck.
Before we begin, I just want to welcome everybody. It's my pleasure and honor to be here today, and I will promise I will do my very best to read these questions accurately. I want to congratulate each and every team. Being here on stage is really an honor, and I'm in awe of all of you, and can't wait to see the answers that you come up with, because I know that you guys are going to do great. So have fun, relax, and enjoy. Okay, first question. State the phenotypic ratio for a dihybrid cross between 2 organisms that are heterozygous for both traits.
Team 4.
4C.
9331. 9331.
That's correct.
Which of the following 4 words does not belong with the other 3? 1, crone. 2, callow. 3, adolescent. 4, nonage.
4D.
Crone.
That's correct.
Give the electron configuration and the spectroscopic notation for xenon using krypton as the core starting point.
Team 4.
4C.
Krypton 5s2 4d10 5p6.
Correct.
5. Identify one of the original 13 U.S. colonies that did not send representatives to the First Continental Congress.
Team 4. Georgia.
Correct.
Name the Ethiopian emperor who begged the League of Nations to act against
Team
Italy.
4.
4D.
Selassie?
Say it one more time.
Selassie?
Correct.
Which of the following 4 is the most common theme of Byzantine art? 1, nature. 2, religion. 3.
Team 4.
Religion?
That's correct.
In slope-intercept form, find an equation for the tangent line to the graph of f of x equals negative 2x squared plus 2x at the point x equals 1.
Team 4. Y equals negative 2x plus 2.
Correct.
Fill in the blank. The change in state of a solid directly to a gas is known as blank.
Team 2.
2D.
Sublimation.
Correct.
Complete the following analogy. The Lyceum is to Aristotle as blank is to Plato.
Team 4.
4D.
The Academy.
Say it one more time.
The Academy.
That's correct.
Identify the figure of speech used by Wordsworth in the following line. Milton, thou shalt be living at this hour.
Team 4.
4D.
Apostrophe.
That's correct.
Molecules having no multiple bonds or no rings have geometric isomers. True or false?
Team 6.
6B.
False.
That's correct.
Identify the writer of what is considered the best mock epic in the English language, who was also known as the Wicked Wasp of Twickenham because of his stinging wit.
Repeat.
Identify the writer of what is considered the best mock epic in the English language, who was also known as the
Team
Wicked...
4.
4D.
Pope.
That's correct.
That is the end of the 5-point round. It is time for the 10-point team question entitled Joy to the World. For this team question, you will use handout 7-2. Locate the envelope 7-2, but do not open it. Envelope 7-2 contains 10 joyous telegrams and an answer sheet. Record your answers on the answer sheet, which will be collected and scored. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will be given 3 minutes to complete the handout. Remember to write your team number on the answer sheet to be collected and scored. After all of this joyous news is announced, there will be 12 minutes remaining in our journey around the world in 80 minutes. Open the envelope and find your answer sheets. Should have telegrams and answer sheets in the packet. You have 3 minutes. Begin.
All right, let's see. From the team questions, we had Fort Pierce Westwood 0 points or 2 points on the team question for a total of 102 points. Team 2, Treasure Coast High School, you had 2 points within the team question total, so you have a total points of 107 points. Port St. Lucie High School, Team 3, you had 0 points on the team question. Your total is 95 points. Team 4, Lincoln Park, you had 4 points on the team question. Your total is 149 points. Team 5, Centennial High School, you had 4 points on the team question. 1 point on the team question. You have a total of 96 points. And Fort Pierce Central, you had 0 points on the team question with a total of 110 points. Oh, sorry, we have a change in calculation. Central had 1 point on the team question. That makes 111 points total for Central.
The answers to the questions were 1. Orville Wright, 2. Jean-Francois Champollion, 3. Fibonacci, 4. Ernest Hemingway, 5. Oklahoma, 6. Giuseppe Verdi, 7. Earl Warren, 8. Michael Faraday, 9. Jan van Eyck, 10. Marie Thorpe. At this time, we are going to be taking a 2-minute break, and this is an opportunity for substitutions. Coaches, if you have any substitutions to make, please see Miss Beth Bonby. We will begin our 2-minute break. Okay, welcome back. We will start our questions once again. We will begin the 10-point question round at this time. How often do spring tides occur during the month?
Team 4? 4C.
2 times.
That's correct.
For the next question, you will use handout 7-3. Locate the envelope 7-3, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Team 4.
Identify the language.
Spanish. Candelian and Herman Zap, and it is false.
That's incorrect. Oh, wait, you said Spanish?
Yes.
Sorry, it's correct. I was looking at French.
Completely factor the function f of x equals x cubed minus 1/4 x squared minus x plus 1/4.
Team 2.
Treasure Coast 2D.
X minus 1 times the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 1/4.
That's correct.
Fill in respectively the missing words in the following 4 Shakespeare play titles. Number 1, 2 Gentlemen of Blank. 2, Blank Andronicus. 3, The Winter's Blank. 4, The Blank of Errors.
Team 4.
4D.
Verona, Titus, Tale, and Comedy.
That's correct.
Which one of the following 4 types of perspective creates the illusion of space by using decreased intensity of hues farther back in a composition to suggest the effects of light, air, and distance. 1. Atmospheric. 2.
Team
1
4.
point.
4D.
Atmospheric.
That's correct.
Which one of the following 4 is not part of the Leatherstocking Tales by James Fenimore Cooper? 1. The Deerslayer. 2. The Last of the Mohicans. 3. O Pioneers. 4. The Path.
Team 4.
4D.
O Pioneers.
That's correct.
For the series, the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of -1 to the nth power divided by n squared. Determine convergence or divergence.
Team 4.
4C.
Convergence.
That's correct.
Fill in the blank. 2 compounds having the same number and type of atoms, but one or more different bonds are blank isomers.
Team 4.
4C.
Structural isomers.
Correct.
This is a 2-part question. Part 1. Identify the 3 methods of heat transfer. 2. Identify the one of these 3 that can only take place in fluids.
Team 4.
4C.
Conduction, convection, radiation, and it is, part B is convection.
Correct.
This is the end of the 10-point round. It is time for the 20-point team question entitled Marshmallow World. For this question, you will use handout 7-5. Locate the envelope 7-5, but do not open it. The recording of one musical selection will be played. This team question is worth a total of 20 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete the handout. Remember to write your team number on one copy of the handout to be collected and scored. There will be 9 minutes left on our journey around the world after the completion of this question. The recording will be played first. Okay, the correct answers were 1, Leroy Anderson, 2, 3, Sudetenland, 4, 1/2 pi inch cubed, and 5/2 pi inch squared. 5, White Army. 6, to build a fire. 7, 180 degrees. 8, 1 gel. 9, 280 centimeters cubed. 10, in French, Mont Blanc. Spanish, Sierra Nevada.
At the end of the team round, I had Fort Pierce Westwood, 4 points for the team question, with a total of 106 points. Treasure Coast High School, 6 points for the team question, for a total of 123 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 2 points for the team question, for a total of 97 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 0 points for the team question for a total of 219 points. Centennial High School, 6 points for the team question for a total of 82 points. And Central High School, 2 points for the team question for a total of 103 points.
Okay, we are going to begin the 15-point question round. To 3 significant digits, calculate in degrees the angle of refraction in a slab of diamond for a ray of monochromatic light with a refractive index of 1.000, entering the diamond at an angle of 37 degrees to the normal. The refractive index for diamond is 2.419.
Team 4.
4C.
14.4.
That's correct.
Which one of the following 4 terms describes the system used in Spanish colonies in America in which the landholder could claim labor
Team
of
4.
4C.
Encomienda.
That's correct.
Question 47. Which one of the following 4 describes Wei Wu? 1. It is the idea that things you do today can affect unrelated happening. 2. It is the term for Gandhi's philosophy of passive resistance. 3. It is the Taoist principle of receptivity and
Team
acceptance.
4.
4D. Talking to the mic.
3.
That's correct.
Unscramble the first letter of the 4 words suggested by the following to form an animal. 1. Short movement or interlude connecting the main sections of a musical composition. 2. Longest side of a right triangle. 3. System of social organization that advocates ownership.
Team 4.
Fish.
Correct.
Question 51. Match each of the 4 file extensions to its descriptions. These are the file extensions. A, MP3. B, WMV. C, JPG. D, PDF. Descriptions. 1. Compressed video format. 2. Compressed photographic format. 3. Document format.
Team 5.
5D.
1B, 2C, 3D, 4A.
That's correct.
Calculate the pH for a 2.0 times 10 to the negative 2 molar solution of strontium hydroxide.
Team 4.
4C.
12.
That's correct.
Identify the act of the U.S. Congress that was invalidated by the ruling in the Dred Scott case.
Team 4.
4D. Talking to the mic, please.
The Missouri Compromise.
Correct.
That ends the 15-point round. It is time for the 30-point team question entitled You and Me Against the World. For this team question, you will use handout 7-9. Locate the envelope labeled 7-9, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 7-9. This team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. The recordings of 3 musical selections will be played. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Write your district name and team, write your team name on one copy of the handout to be collected and scored. Upon completion of this handout, there will be 6 minutes left in our journey around the world. The recordings will be played first. You may take notes or discuss quietly during the playing. Okay, the correct answers. 1A, Benvolio. 2C, negative 273 degrees Fahrenheit. 3A, rape of the Sabine women. 4C, 45, 60, 80. 5B, Franklin Pierce. 6C, Nana. 7B, y equals x cubed. 8A, Grover Cleveland. 9B, selection 2. 10A, inertia. 11C, gazelle. 12C, Huntington. 13B, Crux australis. 14, French A, prendre. Spanish B, décide. 5C, Villa Savoy.
All right. The team questions point values are for Team A, 14 points for the team question with a total of 105 points. Team 2, 12 points on the team question for a total of 120 points. Team 3, 6 points on the team question for a total of 88 points. Team 4, 22 points on the team question for a total of 301 points. Team 5, 14 points on the team question for a total of 96 points. And Team 6, 10 points on the team question for a total of 98 points.
Okay, this completes round 1. We will be taking a break for lunch at this time. Okay, welcome back. We are going to jump right into round 2. Judges, are we ready? Okay, we will begin the 5-point question round. Question 1. Identify the organ consisting partly of exocrine gland tissue secreting into the duodenum and partly of endocrine gland tissue whose principal hormones include insulin and glucagon.
The pancreas.
Team 1.
Say it again.
The pancreas.
That's correct. Sorry, that was just a slow reaction on my computer's part.
Question 2. Who am I? My real name was Mary Ann Evans. I wrote
Team 4.
4D.
George Eliot.
Correct.
Question 3. Determine the measure in degrees of the larger acute angle in a right triangle, given that the ratio of the acute angles is 1 to 2.
Team 3.
3D.
60 degrees.
Correct.
Question 4. Fill in respectively the 2 blanks in the following sentence about the periodic table with increase or decrease. As one moves across a period from left to right, electronegativity tends to blank, and as one moves down...
Team 3.
3C.
Increase from left to right for the first one, and decrease from top to bottom.
That's correct.
For the next question, you will use handout 1-1. Locate the envelope 1-1, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Team 4.
4A.
Spanish 1.
Correct.
Identify the literary term that refers to the unraveling or final resolution of the plot in a drama or
Team
novel.
2D.
Denouement.
Yes.
Question 10. Identify the one U.S. president associated with each of the following 4 events. 1. Treaty of Greenville. 2. Pinckney's Treaty. 3. Jay's Treaty. 4. Chartering the first Bank of the U.S.
Team 3.
3B.
George Washington.
That's correct.
Question 11. State the equation of a perpendicular line. State the equation of a line perpendicular to the line x equals 8, containing the point 3, 4.
Team 4.
4C. Y equals 4. That's correct.
Identify the individual who led the Argonauts on their quest for the...
Team 4.
4D.
Jason.
That's correct.
Fill in the blank. A break or rupture in rock along which no appreciable movement has taken place is known as blank.
Team 2.
2B.
Fracture.
Yes.
Correct. Fill in the blank. The point at which the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied are equal is known as blank.
Team 2.
2C.
Equilibrium.
Correct.
That ends the 5-point round. It is time for the 10-point question entitled Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace is a daily syndicated newspaper comic strip that takes place in middle-class suburb of Wichita, Kansas. It debuted in March of 1951 and is currently distributed to at least 1,000 newspapers in 48 countries in 19 languages. It has been adapted for television, live action, and film as well. For this team question, you will use handout 1-5. Locate the envelope 1-5, but do not open it. The envelope contains 4 copies of handout 1-5 and 1 answer sheet. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. The answers for Dennis the Menace: 1. Somalia. 2. Brer Rabbit. 3. Boll Weevil. 4. Sirens. 5. Petronas Towers. 6. Grigory Rasputin. 7. Tom Sawyer. 8. Daniel Ortega. 9. The Taj Mahal. 10. Francisco Pancho Villa.
All right. So at this 10-point, the team question scores are as following. Team 1, Westwood, 5 points for the team question for a total of 105 points. Team 2, Treasure Coast High School, 7 points for the team question with a total of 142 points. Team 3, Port St. Lucie High School, 2 points for the team question for a total of 105 points. Team 4, Lincoln Park Academy, 6 points for the team question with a total of 322 points. Team 5, St. Lucie West Centennial High School, 4 points for the team question for a total of 90 points. Team 6 from Fort Pierce Central High School, 4 points for the team question for a total of 102 points.
At this time, are there any substitutions for any of the teams? Determine the number of full years John would need to wait to triple his investment, given that he opened an account for $2,000, paying at a rate of 5% compounded continuously.
Team 5.
5C?
22 years.
That's correct.
Identify the giant ash tree in Norse mythology, generally considered to mean Odin's
Team
horse.
4.
4C?
Yggdrasil.
That's correct.
Identify respectively the order in which you would encounter each of the following 4 cities if you began driving north from Baton Rouge. 1. Des Moines. 2. St. Paul. 3. Little Rock. 4. Jefferson City. Identify respectively the order in which you would encounter each of the following 4 cities if you began driving north from Baton Rouge.
Team 1.
1A?
Little Rock, Jefferson City, Des Moines, St. Paul.
Correct.
To 2 significant digits, determine the molarity of 47 grams of MgCl2 or magnesium chloride dissolved in 1.5 liters of a solution.
Team 4.
4D?
.33.
That's correct.
To what country is the koto indigenous?
Team 6.
6A?
Japan.
Correct. Very excited over there.
Match each of the following 4 polar graph descriptions with its polar equation. The descriptions: A, circle; B, rose curve; C, limacon; D, line. Equations: 1, R equals 4 sine times the quantity of 2 times theta. 2, R sine times theta equals 4. 3, R equals 2 plus sine times theta. 4, R equals 4.
Team 5.
5C?
1B, 2D, 3C, 4A.
That's correct.
Fill in the blank in the following sentence with the missing 3-word science term. A blank is a picture that allows for the identification of all of the forces that act upon a body.
Team 6.
Free body diagram.
That's correct.
Question 36. Match each of the 4 literary periods to its author group. Here are the periods. A, Romantic. B, Modern. C, Postmodern. D, Victorian. Here are the author groups. 1, Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Faulkner. 2, Wilde, Dickens, Kipling. 3, Keats, Byron, Shelley. 4, Kerouac, Salinger, Bradbury. What does he say? Repeat.
Team 4.
4C.
A3, B1, C4, D2.
Correct.
In terms of pi, determine the total area in meters squared watered by a sprinkler head which rotates at a radius of 10 meters and covers 240 degrees.
Team 5.
5C.
200 over 3 pi meters squared.
That's correct.
Identify the branch of biology which groups and names organisms based on studies of their shared characteristics.
Team 2.
2B.
Taxonomy. Oh, taxonomy.
Correct.
Question 40. Who am I? I was born in Austria in 1732.
Team 6.
6A.
Mozart.
Incorrect. Why did you do that?
The correct answer is Franz Joseph Haydn. That ends the 10-point round. It is time for the 20-point team question entitled Prince Valiant. Prince Valiant is a long-run comic strip created by Hal Foster in 1937. It is regarded by comics historians as one of the most impressive visual creations ever syndicated. Prince Valiant's format does not employ word balloons. Instead, the story is narrated in captions positioned at the bottom or side panels. For this question, you will use handout 1-8. Locate the envelope 1-8, but do not open it. The envelope contains 4 copies of handout 1-8. The recordings of 2 musical selections will be played. This team question is worth a total of 20 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team number on the handout to be collected and scored. Okay, the correct answers for Prince Valiant. Number 1 was the 2nd Lord Baltimore. 2, 42 feet. 3, Cotton. 4, Figaro. 5, Peter the Great or Peter the First. 6, 2 seconds. 7, Martin Luther King. 8, King James. 9, The Prince. 10, Elvis Presley.
All right, so 4 points for the team question. For Fort Pierce Westwood, 10 points for the team question for a total of 115 points. Team 2, Treasure Coast High School, 6 points for the team question, which is a total of 158. Team 3, Port St. Lucie High School, 2 points for the team question, a total of 107. Lincoln Park Academy, 12 points for the team question, for a total of 354 points. Centennial High School, 14 points for the team question, for a total of 104 points. And Team 6, Fort Pierce Central, 8 points for the team question, for a total of 110 points.
State the formula for the salt produced when an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide reacts with carbonic acid. State the formula for the salt produced when an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide.
Team 4.
4D.
CaCO3, calcium carbonate.
Yeah, let's go. Correct.
Find the radiance of convergence to the series -1 raised to the n multiplied by the quantity x plus 1 raised to the n divided by 4 raised to the n from n equals 0 to infinity.
Team 5.
5C.
4.
That's correct.
For the next question, you will use handout 1-9. Locate the envelope 1-9, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
Team 4.
4C.
A is 30, B is 2, and C is 11.
Correct.
For the next question, you will use handout 1-10. Locate the envelope labeled 1-10, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Team 5.
5A.
Spanish, 4.
That's correct.
Match each of the 4 U.S. Supreme Court cases to its decision. Here are the Supreme Court cases. A, Baker v. Carr. B, Dred Scott v. Sanford. C, Munn v. Illinois. D, Plessy v. Ferguson. Decisions. 1. U.S. Congress had no authority to prohibit slavery in federal territories. 2. States may regulate private property for public good. 3. Upheld the doctrine of separate but equal. 4. Applied one person, one vote as a standard of congressional districting.
Team 1.
What letter?
Oh, this thing.
1D.
Alrighty. A4, B1, C2, D3.
Correct.
Identify the 3-letter word common to the spelling of the 3 items defined by the following. 1. Family group or society dominated or ruled by a woman. 2. Musical symbol indicating the prolongation of a musical note or chord. 3. One of the 4 Gospels.
Team 6.
6D.
Matt.
That's correct.
That ends the 15-point round. It is time for the 30-point team question entitled, For Better or For Worse. For Better or For Worse is a comic strip by Lynn Johnston that began in 1979 and ended its main story on August 30th, 2008. The strip chronicles the lives of a Canadian family and their friends and is seen in over 2,000 newspapers throughout Canada, the United States, and about 20 other countries. For this team question, you will use envelope 113. Locate the envelope 113, but do not open it. The envelope contains 4 copies of handout 113 and a green answer sheet with 15 spaces. You are to write your answers in the blanks provided. This team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 4 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team number on the answer sheet to be collected and scored. Okay, the answers for better or for worse. 1, Antony and Cleopatra. 2, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. 3, James Watson and Francis Crick. 4, rectangle and rhombus. 5, Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. 6, Louis and Mary Leakey or the Leakeys. 7, Napster and Facebook or Sean Parker and Mark Zuckerberg. 8, Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie. 9, Hamlet and or Ophelia. 10, A flat and B flat. 11, sodium and chlorine. 12, Orpheus and Eurydice. 13, Lady Godiva and Peeping Tom. 14, Alan J. Lerner and Frederick Lowe. 15, Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning or the Brownings.
So for the team questions, Fort Pierce Westwood Academy had 10 points on the team question. Treasure Coast High School had 10 points on the team question. Port St. Lucie High School had 2 points on the team question. Lincoln Park Academy had 12 points on the team question. Centennial High School had 8 points on the team question. And Fort Pierce Central had 2 points on the team question. So let's get to the good part. All right, for total scores, in no particular order, we'll go in order. At 125 points, we have Westwood Academy. At 153 points, we have Treasure Coast High School. At 109 points, we have Port St. Lucie High School. At 396 points, we have Lincoln Park Academy. At 127 points, we have Centennial High School. At 112 points, we have Fort Pierce Central High School. Congratulations to the winners, which are Lincoln Park Academy. Second place is Treasure Coast. Third place is Centennial. And then it's Westwood, Central, and Port St. Lucie. Thank you, guys. I need coaches up here.
Thank you and congratulations to all of you. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I look forward to seeing many of you back again next year. And congratulations to any of the teams moving on. I know you're going to represent St. Lucie Public Schools, so thank you and congratulations.
Congratulations, Lincoln Park.